So you're telling me I'm a 6'3" light-skinned man with generational wealth. My kids never have to work again. Heck, even my grandkids never have to work again. I am one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And my wife
could still want to cheat on me?
Something that really bothers me and like honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that, yeah, like there are all these women like throwing themselves, but me, like the past 10 years, like I don't have any of that. Like I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
What's up, fellas? Welcome back to Modern Man. So, Ayesha Curry is back in the headlines, and honestly, it's hard not to see a pattern here. Every time she speaks publicly about her marriage, it feels like there's always this undertone of not enough. Not enough attention, not enough freedom, not enough excitement, even while being married to one of the most respected, successful men in the world. It's the same story we see over and over again. You can give some people the world, and somehow they'll still want the universe. A husband who's loyal, accomplished, family-centered, and wildly successful, yet she still talks about what she missed out on, or how she never planned to marry. And that's what we're breaking down today. This mindset that's crept into modern relationships, where gratitude gets replaced by entitlement, and the idea of contentment gets mocked. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and comment on this video. We are still a new channel, and anything you do helps. Let's get into it.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So, I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl, and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like, it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want. I in the beginning hated it so much. I like did not sign up for that. I also always thought like, I didn't know that he was going to end up playing basketball. Like he said he wanted to be a high school basketball coach. Like I thought I was gonna be like the girl out there getting it. So I didn't know. And so it just like it was weird. And sports fans are so different than like maybe entertainment world fans. And oftentimes it's like very ruthless. And so I think I wasn't expecting that either. Like one time right after my first was born, she was whiny, so I was like, let me just nurse her in the back seat. And Stefan was putting a bike or something in the trunk. And this woman like opens the car door and she sticks her head in and she's like, I just wanted to see the baby. And I'm like, oh, excuse me. And she looks me dead in my face and goes, oh, honey, you know what you signed up for. And then like shuts the door on me. And I was just crying because I was like postpartum. I was just bawling my eyes out. And I'm like, what?
You almost have to laugh when you hear this. I didn't want kids. I didn't want a family. I thought I was just going to be a career girl. That's coming from someone who has a husband in the top 1% of men in America. A man who's loyal, accomplished, respected, and makes generational wealth look casual. But apparently that still wasn't part of the plan. It's amazing. You can give some people the dream. Love, stability, money, fame, and even a family most people would trade everything for. And somehow, it's still not enough. There's always something missing. She says, I didn't know what I wanted at that age. Fair enough, but let's be honest. At 22, most people don't. The difference is, most people don't stumble into a multi-million-dollar marriage while they're figuring it out. This is what happens when the modern message tells women that settling down is settling for less, that being a wife and mother is somehow a downgrade from chasing clout and career girl freedom. But here's the twist. Even the women who achieve it all end up realizing that it all still isn't enough, usually ending up in their late 30s or 40s, living with cats and a mediocre career that is barely supporting them given the ever-deteriorating economy. And that's the deeper point here. It's never enough. You can have the perfect husband, a family, and a mansion in California, and you'll still find something to complain about if gratitude isn't in your foundation or your character. It's the curse of modern feminist ideologies and culture. The more women get, the less they appreciate it. This isn't about Ayesha alone. It's about what her mindset represents, that endless search for more. More validation, more attention, more excitement. But eventually that more turns into misery, because when satisfaction depends on the next thing instead of what you already have, you'll never stop chasing, and you'll never be content.
Real life, Ayesha Curry is the perfect example is that a bitch can have everything in the fucking world and it's still not enough. The greatest example of that. Gang, you told all of us, I didn't want to be married, I didn't want kids, I thought I was going to be the career-driven woman. Steph wasn't my type, and I thought he was going to be a basketball coach. Once you found out that nigga was going to the league, bitch, you took the opportunity. That's what this is. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, you see all the attention that these other bitches is getting and all this stuff like that, and you want to be just like them. Disrespecting your husband on these podcasts like he wasn't my type, all that extra shit. Nobody forced you to be a wife. Nobody forced you to be a mom. You could have did whatever you wanted to do, but you saw that come up and you took it. Now all you do is embarrass your fucking husband and want male validation. You want to be a hoe. And all you females talking about, oh, I can relate, I know how she feels, but how when half y'all ain't been married? Shut up.
Say what you want. Ayesha Curry is the reason we need Kevin Samuels. Someone needs to go find his reboot card and take it to the van because this shit is unacceptable. This might just be enough to take Curry out of top 10 conversations. Ayesha Curry, his only bad shot selection. There is a very possible chance that Flight loves Curry more than Ayesha, and I'm willing to die on that hill. There have been 2 phrases from this woman that I've never heard in my entire life. The first phrase is trapped with Stephen Curry. Holy fucking shit. 6'3", light skin, green eyes, pause, no fucking diddy, just let me get to the point. Billionaire, historic NBA player. What trap are you in, my guy? The second phrase is, I'm not getting attention from other men. From a married woman. That's a single woman statement. That is not a statement that married women say. Yeah, this really sucks for Curry, man. But that said, I will be taking his over every game this season because I do expect 25 points per game after this shit. Shit, Curry could have married me.
Ayesha Curry is the reason why I don't fuck with a lot of you dusty ass bitches, real talk. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a lover boy at heart. I'm a certified lover boy, you feel me? Drake fan here, by the way. But I'm a certified lover boy at heart, I'll be real with you. But honestly, like, it's because of women like Ayesha Curry that I refuse to commit to you bum bitches. And I just say, I'm just gonna lock in on me and improve my inner self before I get fucked over by one of you bum bitches. Imagine being a multimillionaire. Like, to me, Curry's the greatest. He's better than LeBron to me, personally. Like, he got all those rings with the same team. LeBron had to bounce from team to team. He been with the Golden State since the start. But anyways, we're not getting into basketball right now. The fact that you can still be Steph Curry and then have a wife like Ayesha Curry is scary.
This is exactly why so many men are checking out altogether. When a multimillionaire, world-class athlete like Steph Curry, who's respected, successful, and by all accounts a good husband and father, can still be publicly picked apart by his own wife, what message does that send to the average guy? It tells him that no matter how hard you work, how loyal you are, or how much you provide, it still might not be enough. If a man who literally embodies dream husband status can't earn peace in his own home, the regular guy working 9 to 5 starts wondering, why even try? Modern culture keeps preaching that men need to step up, but they're watching examples where the men who already did are still disrespected or second-guessed. That's a lose-lose equation. It's not about money. It's about principle. When appreciation disappears, effort dies with it. And that's what's happening right now. Men are opting out, quietly. They're choosing peace over partnership, solitude over endless criticism. They're realizing that respect matters more than romance, and that sometimes the safest way to keep your sanity is to stop playing a game that's rigged against gratitude. Until the culture starts valuing mutual respect again, we'll keep seeing this divide grow wider. Because if even the best men can't win, what hope does the average one have?
A lot of people are mad at Ayesha Curry right now, but I understand how she feels. It was still lame as fuck, but I do understand how she feels. Because think about it. She is a light-skinned black woman with light eyes, okay? Dudes were lining up around the block for that shit. She has been the center of attention and the apple of everyone's eye for probably her entire life, right? And according to her, she was never even really attracted to Steph, right? He was just one of the many dudes around. So I can already see kind of the life that she was trying to construct here, right? In the interview, she starts talking about how she didn't expect him to do all the things that he did. She had her whole life planned out more than likely. She was going to become a chef, follow her dreams, right? People were going to respect it. It's a high-skilled job, but it's also creative. And it's something that she loves to do, right? And all the dudes would still be begging for a crumb, but she'd be like, no, sorry. I got my number one fan at home. She's not exactly attracted to him. He's more like a grateful pet. But she's got him at home, and they'd be like, oh, man, he's so lucky. Unfortunately, that nigga you thought was lame turned out to be the greatest shooter in NBA history. Unfortunately, the man you thought was lame, the man you thought you were giving charity work to, turned out to be the guy that led the most winning team in NBA history. Unfortunately, the guy that you thought was lame just led the USA to a gold medal in the Olympics. Balling so hard that the French commentator is calling him the devil. The devil from the Bible. They had to ascribe biblical cosmic forces to the shit he was pulling on the court. He's so good at basketball that they call him Chef Curry. She's an actual chef. Yo, that would kill me. She doesn't even get the title of her job. When you talk about Chef Curry, you're not talking about the one grinding for a Michelin star. You're talking about the one on the court. He plays basketball so good, he stole your job title. And it has nothing to do with basketball. He's literally covering the spread. She has nowhere to go. The greatest thing she could do is have more of his kids. I would be torn up inside if I went from being hot shit to being a footnote in somebody else's fucking all-star life. That would be, especially when that wasn't what you thought you were signing up for. You thought he was about to be regular. And to put insult on injury, because he's cool as fuck at one of the most popular games in a black community, people don't even shoot they shot at you no more. They respect him too much. And to add insult on injury, the dude you thought was lame, you gotta compete for him now. Women are lining up around the block, begging for a crumb. Look how the roles reversed. Look at the switch. Like, come on, like, I know why she feel bad, bro. Like,
Bro, not Ayesha Curry complaining. Complaining? I never wanted to be a wife. I never wanted to be a mom. Stephen gets attention. He's an NBA player, bitch. Yes, he's gonna get attention. Please be for real. Like, be more competent. And now you're like making, I want to say y'all look bad, but really you're making yourself look bad. People are starting to question, like, the fuck is wrong with you, honey? Man, he don't even know that he's dealing with a narcissist. That's crazy.
So you're telling me I'm a 6'3" light-skinned man with generational wealth. My kids never have to work again. Heck, even my grandkids never have to work again. I am one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And my wife
could still want to cheat on me?
Ayesha Curry's the prime example of nothing's ever good enough. Because what do you mean Ayesha Curry wants to take off her ring as a joke? What do you mean she's going on interviews talking about she wishes she gets male attention? Bitch! You have a perfect husband. You never have to worry about money again. You have kids and you're still talking about how, oh, you still want male attention? Like, what? Nothing is truly ever good enough for some females. She's bringing his legacy down. Imagine having a rich, loyal, tall husband, life-in and all, everything, and still wanting more. Like what?
At the end of the day, this isn't just about Ayesha Curry. It's about what her situation represents. A man can give everything: love, loyalty, provision, protection, and still end up being questioned, doubted, or subtly disrespected. If that can happen to one of the most successful, family-oriented men in the world, it's no wonder everyday men are starting to back away from the table entirely. The sad truth is that when gratitude dies, respect follows. Relationships stop being about partnership and start being about performance. What have you done for me lately? How do you make me feel right now? That mindset destroys peace. And once peace is gone, everything else crumbles. What we're seeing play out publicly is what a lot of men experience privately, feeling like no matter how much they do, it's never quite enough. And that's why conversations like this matter. Because until we start bringing back appreciation, loyalty, and humility, relationships will keep getting weaker. Not because of lack of money or status, but because of lack of gratitude. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for watching. Hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe. Modern Man is still growing, and your support helps us build a real community of people who aren't afraid to talk about what's actually going on. We've got more videos coming soon, so stay tuned, stay grounded, and as always, remember, peace starts with perspective.